I watch a lot of movies. I was just talking to my friend yesterday because I met her boyfriend recently, and he's really cool. I was talking to her about how, like, there are people who like movies, and then there are people who are into movies, and, you know, I could just tell that he's the latter, and it's always great when I meet a person like that because I just know that we're going to be able to have a good, long conversation. Like, even if nothing else about our personalities click at all, we'll always have movies to fall back on, as long as they're not a jerk about expressing their opinion. That applies to anything, though, right? But I have found that I'm pretty gullible for plot twists. I remember seeing Power of the Dog earlier this year, and I really enjoyed it, and there's a certain character who does a very big thing that I was not expecting in that movie. And I even recommended it to my friend Michael, and he watched it and he said, "Oh, dude, I saw that coming from a mile away." He didn't like the movie either. And then, I saw Vengeance earlier this year, and then my friend just saw Vengeance pretty recently, and she said that she kind of had suspicions about the plot twist that completely caught me off guard. That one I feel ashamed of. I really should have seen one of these little twists coming. Like, I don't want to say anything about it. But anyway, so she saw that coming, and then I saw Bodies, 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 and I've seen that twice now. The first time that I saw it, the twist really got me, and I was sitting there laughing so hard. And then, I watched it with my friend, and when the twist comes up, he was still down for it, but he totally saw it coming. When it starts to be clear what's going on, he goes, "Aha, yep. Like, he had his suspicions. And it's starting to make me, there's a tendency to be like, wow, that makes me feel really stupid, and it discourages me from watching movies, or maybe it puts me more into detective mode. I would rather be led astray, is what I've come to realize. There's something really, really enjoyable about being gullible for movie plots. I feel it's funny because I feel like I'm pretty good at seeing through people most of the time in day-to-day conversation. But as far as a movie, it's so easy to fool me, I've found out. But that's awesome. It makes everything so much more fun. I love those "oh" kind of moments. Those are always the best. And I'm happy that that's one of the few aspects of the childhood wonder of going to see a movie that I can still kind of hold on to, is that it's still very easy to lead me astray. Although I do remember in, like, middle school, we watched a Twilight Zone episode, and within the first 3 minutes, I said the twist out loud. And then it ended up, or like my guess for it, I hadn't seen it yet. And then that ended up being the reveal at the end. I felt pretty good about that. But Twilight Zone twists are very specific, where it's like, it's easier to see a trick coming when it's created in the same medium, the same format. It's a Twilight Zone kind of twist. So you can kind of anticipate when there's a mystery going on that there's going to be a Twilight Zone twist somewhere in there. When you start having different creative minds giving their own individual stories, they can have different ways of misleading you, of dropping clues, of all that kind of good stuff. I feel like that's literally all I wanted to talk about, was just, I'm a gullible moviegoer, but I will say we are in the last 2 weeks of videos, and I don't know what I'm going to do with myself when this project is done. I'm excited for the accomplishment, but it's like, after that, okay, now it's time to move on to the next thing. This has been just really, really amazing on a lot of different levels. And I'm so much more proud of myself, of my screen presence, of my ability to articulate a point, of just my comfort in expressing myself. And the best thing about all those things is that I still have so much more room to improve. And I really, really feel like I've opened up a new door for my potential, as to just what I could do. I would really, really love to be able to make something of a living off of making vlogs, and as well as making my music, as well as my acting. And all those things are just seeming more and more possible these days. With a lot of work to do, of course, but you don't generally do a lot of work on something unless you feel that it's possible. And it's very, very possible. Hi, lady pulling in the parking spot across from me. Thank you for making my face orange.